ask you, and I want to talk politics too. This was very interesting. Trump went on the Clay and Buck show. I know you've heard about this, and well, maybe you haven't because you don't really tune into the news. And listen to the following exchange, SOT 3.
So would Tucker Carlson be on your list of potential VPs?
I like Tucker a lot. I guess I would. I think I'd say I would because he's got great common sense.
Oh, I know you get asked this all the time, but I mean, if asked, would you serve?
Well, it's just so unimaginable. I mean, I haven't led a life that prepares a person for politics. As I said, I don't think I have any like horrible skeletons or anything. It's not that. It's just that that's not how my brain works. I've never done anything like that. I can't imagine spending time with politicians. I'm a total sucker for Trump. I think he's, personally, I get along with Trump really well. The closer I am physically to Trump, like if I'm with him in the room, I always love Trump. And I think it's impossible not to, and the experience. He's just charming, okay? And he's funny as hell, and he's brave in his way, I think. So I really appreciate that, and I agree fundamentally with his views. Maybe fewer wars, maybe have a border. Like, those are not crazy things, and I support them. And I'm appalled and terrified by the use of the DOJ to rig an election, which is what's happening now. So all those factors make me kind of psyched to vote for Trump. But serving in politics with anybody, I mean, it's a lot for me to think about because I just don't think I'm really suited for that. I mean, would anyone want to see a guy like me run for office? I mean, people are like, oh yeah, not really, actually. I'm kind of, not really.
I've thought about it a million times. If I had you on that debate stage, Tucker, I actually thought about this. If you were out on that debate stage last week as one of the candidates, it would be so fun because you really would be just saying what's real. There'd be no massaging of message. And everyone would respond so well to you. Like, it's just so rare. And when someone is as authentic as you are, the people know. I just don't think you're not going to end your life without having been probably president, maybe vice president. I just don't think you will.
It's interesting though. Like, I've known a couple people. I've known everyone who's run for president pretty much in the last 30 years. But I've had a couple people that I really like and stayed at my house run for president just from another life, and then they get into it. And you always think, wow, this is the person who's just going to be completely honest and say what he really thinks, and not in a way to inflame people. I don't think you should do that, by the way. Don't inflame people on purpose. There's no virtue in that. But just tell the truth. And then you see them subverted. I mean, it's crazy. And I would never name names because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but like, you see these people run for president, all of a sudden an issue will pop up and it's like, where did that come from? Well, because they're getting leaned on or blackmailed, which is real. Let me just say that without being more specific. That's real. I have seen it. We found out this about you. Cool it on that. I've seen that happen. So if you suspect that it's kind of rigged by, people with more power than the candidates, you're absolutely right. And so I don't know. I mean, that whole world is repugnant to me.
So it's a no for now. You can't envision it, but like the door's not totally shut.
I mean, who knows what happens in the coming year? I think we're in for real volatility, and if there's some way that I could help, but I'm not bragging, and it's not just a function of money. No, I don't have a mortgage. I'll admit that, but I live in a 2,000 square foot house. I don't live in luxury at all, but I live very happily, like very, very happily, my wife and I, and boy, with our many, many dogs and our many, many children. So I would. The idea of disrupting that is, I mean, I'd really need to feel like, gosh, I have to do this or something, and the idea that I would have to do something, it comes down to me to say, my job is not to save people. I don't imagine that I'm like some superhero. I'm just a hack who somehow endured in this business longer than most people. I'm really grateful for what I have, but I don't think like America needs me. And I don't want to become an egomaniac or a solipsist, and that's what you become when you start thinking that way. So I'm not thinking that way at all.